Consciousness of the presence of God is the beginning of wisdom. That is how I will interpret the scriptures. Proverbs 9 verse 10 says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. The consciousness of the presence of God is the beginning of wisdom. So when we lack this consciousness, we do things that are against the will of God. It's not just, me, I be Christian, I did good church. No, bro. There's an aspect where you and I need to fear God. We need to develop that consciousness that God is always with us. Because if there's no consciousness of the presence of God, so many times we will fail, we will do a lot of things that won't make sense. If you're conscious that God is with you all the time, and you know the benefits of God being on your side, bro, a lot is going to go well. Sometimes we forget that God is always with us. Sometimes we forget based on the pressure that is on you. Sometimes you're thinking, can I consider sin? Should I consider sin? Because we lack the consciousness of God. My brother, if the presence of God is going with you, just like this, the children of Israel, the presence of God was going with them. Right? They were always in the presence of God. It got to a point that Jacob said, I will not go, we will not proceed if your presence will not go with us. Moses said that. We will not go. It's for you to know the value of God's presence, bro. One thing you should cherish is the presence of God. It's very true. What I'm saying is very true, bro. Brother Joseph, he was able to keep himself because of the fear of God. So you need to do what? You need to fear God. You need to first know how important the presence of God is, so that you can keep yourself. Bible says, how shall a young man keep his way? Bro, by doing what? By yielding to the word of God, by meditating on the word of God, by developing the consciousness of the word of God. So Joseph said, no, I can't do this because it is against God. God will be standing out for doing this. This is wickedness. So today I receive grace. I receive grace to fear God. I acknowledge God's presence. And you say that I acknowledge God's presence every day. As I'm going to my work, as I'm doing my business, what I used to do before, I'm not doing it again. Now I have a life of God. And bro, you cannot fail. Because when there's truth, there is freedom. I pray that this truth will set me free. It can set you free from addiction, bro. It's going to set you free from whatever it is you're struggling with, bro. God, plant in me your fear. Your life is made. If you have the fear of God, your life is made, bro. God, can you say this prayer? Plant your fear in me. Help me to carry your presence everywhere. There's this song I want you to play. I carry your presence everywhere. Who am I that your mind is so full of me? Mortal man, awesome God. Mortal man, awesome God. Bro, you're blessed. You are so blessed, bro.
You hold me so close, I feel your breath over me. Said you'll never leave, you'll be with me every day. You will not suffer my foot to be moved. I carry your presence everywhere. Who am I? Your mind is so full of me. Mortal man, awesome God. Mortal man.